Hello everyone, this is a Samurai Jack episode review for Season 5, Episode 3. And boy, oh boy, this episode was sure something else. You get blood, lots of it actually, like action-packed stuff, wolves, snow, everything you can more or less wish for. Now, in my opinion, I don't think it's as intense as last episode, mostly because like that entire episode was pretty much the chase and him just trying to escape from them. This time, he actually confronts them, and my god, Jack shows no mercy within this episode, or at least like the second half of it, but I'll get to that in a bit. Let me talk about some of the smaller stuff, then I'll get to like the real part of the episode later on, okay? So just bear with me. First things first, one thing that kind of shocked me is the fact that the wolf is still alive. I've kind of said it here and there through my other Samurai Jack reviews that like, oh yeah, the wolf's dead, it represents Jack, and so most likely by the end of the season, Jack is gonna die, most likely. Nope, that did not turn out to be the case. That wolf is still alive, breathing, and hunting smaller animals for his dinner. So yeah, that completely shocked me. And it's like, you know, the wolf meets up with Jack and everything, and they don't even really say anything. They just connect. That's what I like about it, because they just know each other. They know they've been through something similar, and they don't even really bother each other. They keep their space, and they do what they need to do to like keep each other like alive or whatever like that. A second thing is that I don't know if you guys saw my theory video that I did yesterday about the samurai horseman or whatever like that. Basically what I said, or at least what I got a comment on from my last episode review, him saying that it's most likely the Grim Reaper, and it kind of does make sense, because almost any time he does pop up, death is just kind of usually around in some way. And in this case, for this episode, you see Jack is just like bleeding non-stop for like the first 3 minutes of the episode, and you're thinking, please get that knife out. And when he's walking through the woods, he's still bleeding like a minute away from just dropping dead, and that horseman, he's still close by, he's still there, and he's just waiting for Jack to drop. So yeah, it's a high possibility that that guy is like some form of like the Grim Reaper, but you know, I still get people saying like, oh no, it's not the Grim Reaper, it's more of like some twisted dark way of like what Jack is, or like it's just Jack in some other way. But you know, eventually and hopefully we will get like an official answer of who he is, probably like an entire episode of just like what he is. But yeah, and then I guess like the most painful part of this episode, I could say, is the knife. That knife just in Jack's stomach, the fact that he had to get that out and then he sewed it back, it was the most cringy part. And I don't mean like cringy as in like, oh, that's disgusting, not like those feminist cringe type things. I mean like it's painful to look at, just getting the knife and then he had to pull it out slowly. Now when it comes to those type of things, yeah, if like you read any like comic or watch any show, movie, it's fine, and it's sometimes even cool. It's like, oh wow, that guy just got like destroyed by like some super magical laser. That's cool and all, but it's like seeing something like this, like the knife in Jack's stomach, that's something even more scarier and cringy to look at, because it can happen to anybody, and it can happen to you any time of your life. You can get like stabbed by a knife any time of your life, and if it gets stuck, someone is gonna have to pull it out, and it's gonna hurt. It's just gonna happen, or at least it could happen to anyone. So that's what makes it, you know, a bit more like scary actually, because the threat is real, like in actual real life, and it can happen to you. So yeah, that was a really painful part. I thought it was really like badass how Jack just like sewed it back together with like the stuff that he found in the cave. So yeah, and then kind of like a funny part within the episode, I could say, is that the past Jack, I guess that's what we want to call him now, you know, past Jack, keep talking down to the Jack we know. He's like, nah, you're not like down there because you have that little cut. Pff, you've gone up for worse. It's the fact that you killed that person. First time we killed someone. Blood, not oil this time. It's not a robot. Actual human flesh, organ, blood. We killed someone. An actual human being. Matter of fact, it was just more or less a young girl who is just trying to do her thing. She doesn't exactly know any better. Kind of goes with Ku's daughters with like the whole deer scenes and everything like that. They really don't know the outside world. I honestly thought that they would like be given a chance, but nope. They stuck to their roots, what they were told since birth: kill samurai or die. Pretty much all of them end up dead by this episode. And past Jack is like talking down to him. It's like, you killed the first girl, are you gonna kill the 6 others? What are you gonna do? And I just thought he was like really funny on how he looked compared to like last episode, because last episode he was like angry and bitter. Now he just like looks so cartoony. I can't help but like give a slight little giggle or just smile, just the way he looks and like moves and everything. But yeah, that kind of freaked me out, because just the way he was talking was like, you killed him, now you most likely gotta kill the others. It's like, oh no. I kind of like feel for Jack at that moment. But yeah, moving on to the best and most epic anticipated part of the episode, and that is Jack fighting the rest of Aku's daughters, 6 of them. And I thought like, okay, there's got to be like at least one of them with like the voice that we keep hearing within like the trailers and episode previews. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are gonna survive and maybe help Jack in some way. Nope. Like, once Jack realized that like he killed 1 person, he's gotta have to kill the other 6. There's like no escaping them, and they're not gonna stop until he's dead or they're dead. Simple as that. And they gotta die, and that's what he did. I freaked out when I saw like the first like spear go right through one of them, because I was counting in my head and even saying duck, and then he kills one of them, and it's like the biggest and scariest game of duck goose. It was so scary, and then just badass how he's not giving a single fuck, because he's not, he's no longer running, he's no longer like, trying to hide or anything like that. He's like going full out with the spear, and then just everything he can use against them. He kills one of them with the spear, then he like throws the other spear at the other one, that kills 2, so that's like a double kill. Throws a knife at the 3rd one, that's 3 down out of the 6, and then the other 3, he doesn't like use the weapon that he used, or like he doesn't like actually use them to kill them or anything like that. He gets to the highest like place within that area, within the trees, drops the weapon, and then he just like destroys them with like hand-to-hand combat, and then just style throws one of them off, fell to their death. Like One Punch Man's the other one right in the jaw. She fell as well. That's 2 down, 1 left, and then the last one they have like this swing chain battle within the branch. And then I thought that when Jack finally got back up on the branch and she was down, I thought she got hanged or something. I was like, oh, that's a little dark, but no, she was hanging on by her hand, but she still fell to her death. And the last second of the episode, Jack also falls. So yeah, that fight was really badass. Just like the movement and everything of just like Jack actually fighting them and not running. It's just so cool. And last thing I could probably say like for this episode till I get to like talk about the preview for next week is that we know that Jack is going to survive that fall. But does that mean like all 3 of the other sisters most likely survived as well? Because if he survived, there's like a high chance that they survived as well. So I wonder how they're going to take care of that. Unless they all coincidentally like land on something sharp and then, that's it. So that'd be pretty coincidental that just all land on something hard or sharp and Jack lands on just a pile of snow. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see next episode, because next episode is going to be a little chill, because the threat of them chasing him is pretty much done, and now it's just Jack versus nature, basically him versus acid, or wherever he ends up. It's like this, I'm guessing it's like this tunnel or cave or whatever, and he's just got to get out of it. Now I heard that there's this monster that's going to be chasing him. That is pretty much true, because like at the last second of it you see like the 6-eyed monster. So he's either going to like find that at the beginning of the episode and he's just going to be running away from it, or it's going to be like by the end of the episode, and then next week that's when he's going to be like dealing with it and stuff. So yeah, great episode, loved it, badass in every way. Jack is like sick of Aku's daughter's shit, and he just like kicked, punched, and just destroyed them at their own game. The hunters became the hunted. So yeah, and then we got next week to look forward to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any other discussion topics you guys want me to talk about. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Want to draw any fan art for the channel would be greatly appreciated. My email will be in the description below. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else you know what to do. Bye!
Thank you.